Oh, how much?
I currently have more dunks than him right now.
Is that true?
Yeah, but he don't stay for rebound. He just goes out, and he don't want to play defense.
We're going to get to that trash.
Just looking ahead to Toronto, I know you guys just wrapped up this game, but what stands out to you the season they've had up to this point?
I don't watch much NBA, sorry.
Pray the fakes get exposed. Pray the real live forever,
Just looking
man.
ahead to Toronto, I know you guys just wrapped up this game, but what stands out to you about the season they've had up to this point?
I don't watch much NBA, sorry.
Pray the fakes get exposed.
Please don't tell me that was you saying the 96 Sonics. This is what you gotta realize, Judah. It's very easy to out-debate locker room. It's not very challenging whatsoever. The fact that you let locker room outwit you and out-debate you, it says a lot. We're not talking about a very high-level basketball mind, and you got outwitted by the locker room.
Ticket TV, he calls LeBron James fans jockstrap sniffers. So this is for you guys. If you're watching, shout out to all the LeBron James jockstrap sniffers. This is for you.
I sent your girl a message that I see you.
I have zero confidence in the Clippers, and I'm getting this close to stop rooting for Kawhi Leonard altogether. I'm getting close to just rooting for Nikola Jokic and calling it a day. I'm tired of these dudes. They're not a serious team.
Cause pussy's only pussy, and I get
Let's
it
bring
when
it. I see a
need
veteran up in here, man. MJ. Bring in my good friend, man. How you doing, brother? I know you got a lot to say about Scam. I know
what
you got
up, man? That's his name, Dorman Scam. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, bro. I hate to tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you, Dan.
Tell me, bro.
As a Laker, you guys got to stop thinking of mediocre. The dude, now you already got on one channel, they say the players are trash on his one channel.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about you right now, the locker room. He said all the players are trash.
There's literally channels dedicated to low basketball IQ that just like to shred guys like Austin Reaves. I never knew until somebody pointed me in that direction. I couldn't even watch 5 seconds of it, bro. I lost brain cells just being there. There's some real Bron Glazers that just like to hate on everybody not named LeBron, and they're looking really silly right now because, you know, they like to talk trash about me for giving Austin Reaves his obvious due props. Another 30 piece. What you got to say now, clown? You know, so it's like they always got something to say, man. Get these clowns off of my TV screen. Listen, I will never go back on that channel, not even for 5 seconds.
Niggas keep running their mouth.
It's my turn. It is. You told me it was my turn.
Niggas keep running their mouth.
Head up, chin up. Fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison, nigga.
Niggas keep running their mouth.
If we beat these folks, whoop-de-doo. We beat.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, folks. We are back, man. And I think our hard work, folks, is finally beginning to pay off, man. I think, you know, people are starting to wake up, folks. I've been coming across some clips, and it looks as if people are starting to realize that Austin Reaves is a fraud, right? People are starting to wake up. I'm even seeing the mayonnaise media, even they can't defend this dude anymore, right? Even they can't defend this dude anymore. I also came across some stunning footage, folks, in the last game against San Antonio that I want to show you guys. Austin Reaves got exposed. Now, we all know that one play where De'Aaron Fox, ladies and gentlemen, took this boy to school, right? Just completely embarrassed him, did him dirty, right? Had that boy out there on an island by himself, and he just went to work, folks. I mean, he didn't do much, you know, simple behind the back dribble, spin move, and then just pulled up for a nice jumper, folks, and made the boy look like an adolescent child, okay? This is what Minnesota did. This is what Bruce Brown and Jamal Murray have done to this boy in the last, you know, couple of years in the playoffs, folks. He's been getting exposed basically for the last 3 years now, all right? For whatever reason, Laker media want to continue to make excuses for this fraud, but if it's the last thing I do, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to expose this fraud. Now, the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen, is fraud. That's the word of the day, okay? Now, what is a fraud, folks? What is a fraud? A fraud, wrongful or criminal deception, right? Intended to result in financial or personal gain. Let me say that again. Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal gain. There is a reason why I call him a fraud. There is a reason for it, because that's exactly what he is. Him and his agent are trying to fraudulently scam the NBA out of hundreds of millions of dollars, knowing good and goddamn well he is not worth any of that. He's not worth it at all. He's a fraud. If he was actually a good player and the Lakers were talking about paying this dude hundreds of millions of dollars, you'd get no pushback from me. We just saw what D'Angelo Russell just signed for the Dallas Mavericks, folks. The boy signed for a little over $6 million a season. That's the range Austin Reaves is in. So what him and his agent are trying to do, what him and these fanboys are trying to do, is they're trying to fraudulently scam the NBA and the NBA fans out of hundreds of millions of dollars, knowing good and goddamn well this boy is nowhere close being worth all that money. And I'm going to expose it all today, folks. I'm going to continue to expose it all today. Let me get to this video, though, from Jason Timpf. Now, I told you guys that he's a part of the Mayonnaise media, okay? He's definitely a part of the Mayonnaise media. But even Jason Timpf, folks, even Jason Timpf can't continue to make excuses for Austin Reaves. So I came across this clip by Mr. Timpf on Twitter, folks, and this is what he had to say about Austin Reaves yesterday. Let's take a listen to this.
They have just consistently been physically dominated by more athletic teams. No matter how many regular season games they win, there will always be this dark cloud that hangs over the team in the form of that giant question mark. This week was another opportunity for the Lakers to prove all the guys like me wrong about them for holding that weakness over their head. And yet they went out there again tonight and got punked again. And all of the same things came to the surface again. Luka will fill the box score, but in these games, he's made a ton of mistakes on both ends of the floor that undercut his impact, so he fails to control the game. This is becoming a disturbing trend with Austin Reaves, where he's like, his ceiling is a ceiling, his averages are his averages, but his floor, he has been so bad on both ends of the floor against these types of teams. Like, he was downright awful tonight. They didn't lose to San Antonio. They got the shit kicked out of them. They didn't lose to Phoenix. They got the shit kicked out of them. They didn't lose to Oklahoma City. They got the shit kicked out of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jason Timpf, folks. That was Jason Timpf on Austin Reaves, folks. Right? Once again, our hard work is paying off. If it's the last thing I do, I'm going to make sure everybody knows that this dude is a fraud, right? So that was just one clip I saw of people switching up on Austin Reaves. There was actually another clip I saw, folks, from another podcast. Take a listen to this.
They need Austin Reaves to be good. And when he's not good, it puts an enormous amount of pressure on the rest of the team. He had 7 assists. He had 8 rebounds. It's not that he did nothing to contribute in this game, but they need his offense. And he had 4 points with 2 minutes left in the first half. That is creates a burden that I think is very difficult for the team to overcome, especially, when the team can pick on him defensively.
In all honesty, I actually thought the bigger problem for Austin tonight was defensively.
defensively than the offense. Like, it was not his best offensive productive night, but they scored 119 points and they found sources of scoring in other places. It's not necessarily the most ideal or pretty way to do it, but I thought the bigger problem was Austin was just getting shredded defensively.
Shout out to everybody that's tuned in, man. Y'all do me a favor, folks, and drop a like on the video. Shout out to FBA Quicksand. We got King J. What's going on, man? We got Slumstack Man. We got a couple clowns in here. Shout out to Real Talk. These dudes are pathetic, man. These dudes are pathetic in this chat, man. We got Deji. You said AR was my favorite player until last game. Shaking my head. Okay, you must be new here. We got Negro League. What's going on? Shout out to Atheist, Josh, Kitschy, DTG Reacts, Superman. What's going on, man? Goat23 King, I see you, man. Shout out to Eric. He says his stay has been long overdue. When will this fraud be relieved of his duties? Shout out to St. Matthew, RJ the Don, Armani. What's going on, man? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all do me a favor and drop a like on the video. Let's get these likes up, folks. Let's get these likes up. Shout out to Top Fly High. What's going on, man? We got Dim Lord. You said LeBron should make him better. So it's LeBron's responsibility to make sure Austin Reaves succeeds in life, right? Insane. Shout out to Mind Fury. What's going on, man? We got Armelito. We got Chelsea. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all do me a favor and drop a like on the video. Shout out to Armani. We got Hotline Bling. So the audio that I just played from you guys, right? That was from a podcast called Locked On Lakers, right? Shout out to them. Don't really, watch their content, but, shout out to them, right? So they brought up Austin Reaves' defense. Now, we have a couple clowns in here, right? Let me show you guys. So you have this clown, Easy006. He says Austin Reaves is averaging 28 a game. Now, what these dudes want to do, folks, they do the same thing with Luka, right? You guys have to pay attention to this stuff. They do the same thing with Luka. So with Luka and Reaves, folks, all these dudes want to do is mention offensive numbers only. They don't want to mention the defensive metrics. Now, the last time I checked, the NBA is a two-way sport. This is not football, right? Luka's not Tom Brady, where he can just sit in the pocket, and if you touch him, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, right? No, this is not football where you can play one side of the ball. This is a two-way sport. You have to play offense and you have to play defense. Now, the issue that I have with these fanboys, right, is they want to hold LeBron accountable for both sides of the ball. They want to hold AD accountable for both sides of the ball. They want to hold him accountable for not being healthy, right? Russ, they want to hold him accountable for not playing well. D-Lo, they want to hold him accountable. Darvin Ham, they want to hold him accountable, right? They hold everybody else accountable for everything. But with Reaves and Luka, they only want to talk about the good things. They don't want to talk about the bad things, right? Now, let's get into this footage, folks, cuz this footage is honestly shocking. And once I saw this footage, folks, I said we got to go live. We got to go live, right? Look at this clown, man. Look at this clown, chat. Incredible, man. Incredible. So you've been going for a while, Mario, right? And you come back and you're already on some clown stuff. I get your game plan. I do. I get it. I see what you're on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the footage, folks. Let's get into the actual footage. Okay? Now, what have I been telling you guys for years now? He said, what happened? What footage? That's what we're watching right now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right? The problem with the backcourt of the Lakers and the reason why this will never work is because these two guys on your screen are your point of attack, right? They're your backcourt. Your backcourt is your first line of defense, right? We saw in the game versus San Antonio, ladies and gentlemen, And we've seen this for the last 3 years, right? It doesn't matter who the coach has been. It doesn't matter who the personnel has been. This has been an issue for the Lakers for the past 3 years now. It's been our point of attack. From D'Lo to Austin Reaves to now Luka and Austin Reaves, right? This has been the problem that has plagued the Los Angeles Lakers for the last 3 years, and this is why we haven't won a playoff series since 2023. I don't know if you guys know that, but we're going on 3 years. Y'all talking about paying this fraud $200 million, and we haven't won a playoff series in nearly 3 years. And y'all talking about paying this fraud $200 million, and we can't even win a playoff series. How does this even make any sense? And he's the common denominator, because once again, Darvin Ham is gone. We can't blame Darvin Ham anymore. D'Angelo Russell is gone. We can't blame D'Angelo Russell anymore. Dennis Schroeder is gone. We can't blame Dennis Schroeder anymore. Who's the common denominator the last 3 years? It's Austin Reaves. He is the reason the Lakers cannot guard anybody. And now you've compounded the problem by bringing on Luka Doncic. So now our perimeter defense is absolutely deep fried. It's done. We have no perimeter defense at all. We have no perimeter defense. We have no transition defense because these guys don't get back because they're too busy crying and complaining to the referees when they don't get fouls. So we're just cooked all the way across the board. Now let's get into this footage, folks. So, first play, right? De'Aaron Fox comes off of a screen, folks, right? Luke Kornet rolls to the rim. De'Aaron Fox steps in. Simple three, right? Simple three. This wasn't anything complicated, folks. Simple pick and roll basketball. Austin Reaves, I don't know what he was doing. Did he try to go under the screen? What is he doing? Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. That's just horrible defense. Why was he so far away from his man? I don't understand. He tried to go under the screen here. Why would he try to go under the screen? I don't understand that. So he tries to go under the screen, I guess. They reset the screen. He's completely out of place. Luke Kornet rolls to the rim. And De'Aaron Fox, I mean, folks, this is a practice shot. This is a practice shot. Look at this clown. He says, dude, you're capping. LeBron messed up the chemistry. So it's LeBron's fault that Reaves can't guard a parked car. That's LeBron's fault? Okay, cool. So, once again, Reaves gets beat right here, folks, by De'Aaron Fox. And he was getting cooked all game by De'Aaron Fox, folks. We saw that on this play, too. De'Aaron Fox was just absolutely deep frying this dude. Absolutely deep frying this dude, folks. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Y'all do me a favor and drop a like on the video. Let's get to the next play, folks. Let's get to the next play. Now, look at this play, right? Not really a cross-court pass, but Stephon Castle kicks it to Harrison Barnes, right? Austin Reaves, same thing. Now, you guys have to pay attention here. Who are they attacking? Who are they finding? They're like, whoever he's guarding, that's who we're going to. Whoever he's guarding is who we're going to. So, okay, he's on Harrison Barnes. We're going to Harrison Barnes, right? So Stephon Castle brings the ball up court, and he finds whoever Austin Reaves is guarding, which is Harrison Barnes. He's looking him out, right? Finds him, slings a pass to him. Harrison Barnes takes Austin Reaves off the dribble, right? That's a foul, by the way. That should have been a foul call. That was a foul. Now, if that would have been Luka or Austin Reaves, they would have been at the free throw line. Look how Austin Reaves bumps him. That's a foul. That's a foul. Harrison Barnes should have been at the free throw line for 2 free throws. That was a foul. Same play. Same thing, right? So who is this? Who's this? Vassell? So Vassell comes off the screen. Austin Reaves is chasing him. Pulls up, broke-ass jumper. I hate the way he shoots, but he made it. right? Same thing. Whoever Austin Reaves is guarding, we're putting you in all the actions. Folks, basketball is simple, man. It's simple. They're just going to figure out who your weakest player is, right? And they're just going to attack him all game. This is why the Lakers keep losing, because when you get to the playoffs, you can't hide this dude. You got these dudes on these other channels, and they talking about, oh, we're gonna bench Rui and put in Marcus Smart. What is Marcus Smart gonna do? They're still gonna be hunting Reaves and Luka. You can't hide Reaves. Same thing. Whoever Reaves is guarding, we're going to you. This is simple basketball. Look at this. I mean, this is a practice shot, folks. That's a practice shot. Now we got what's his name? Dylan Harper. Same thing, pick and roll. Let's go pick and roll with Reaves. He goes over the screen. Now he's got him on his hip. This is what Reaves likes to do. Now he can do whatever he wants with you. Now he can do whatever he wants with you. Look at this, folks. Okay, he misses that one. Same thing. Dylan Harper. Harrison Barnes has Reaves guarding him. No defense gets played. Harrison Barnes drains the three. Okay. Dylan Harper again. Drives again. Austin Reaves. This is easy money, folks. This is easy money. Look at this. This is what's going to happen in the playoffs, folks. You see this? Do you guys see the spacing in today's NBA? Look how open the space is. This is the difference between the NBA now and the NBA pre-Steph Curry. The NBA pre-Steph Curry, the players were closer to the basket. The players were much closer to the basket. It wasn't all this open space that you guys see now. But now, because of Steph Curry and the modern NBA of three-point shooting and all that, everybody is a shooter now. Everybody is a threat to score, basically. So teams have to come a little bit further out and guard the three-point line. So now you have wide open driving lanes in today's NBA. So you got a guy like Austin Reaves. He's on an island by himself. He's on an island by himself. He's not going to be able to stop anything. You got Dylan Harper, who his daddy is Ron Harper, a former NBA player for the Bulls. Folks, this is like practice going against a guy like Austin Reaves. This is like practice. It takes literally nothing to get by Austin Reaves, folks. Absolutely nothing. Look at this. This is one dribble, folks. One dribble. He's already got the step. Austin's at his mercy. Look at this. This is too easy. And this was a decent contest by Reaves, and it just didn't matter, folks. That was a decent contest. I'll give it to him. That was a decent contest at the rim, and it didn't matter. And then you got Luka running down like he's gonna help. He didn't even jump. Look at Luka faking like he's gonna help Reaves. My bad, chat. Give me 1 second. My bad. Watch Luka, chat. Luka's gonna act like, see, if this was Anthony Davis, see, if we would have still had Anthony Davis, Austin would have had a back line of defense right here. He would have had a rim protector. You know, we would have still had Dwight and JaVale. Austin would have had some help. But we got rid of all those guys. Now y'all basically want to play small ball. Folks, we're cooked, man. We have no rim protection. Look at this dude. He just runs over there. He doesn't even jump. He doesn't even attempt to make a play on the ball. Luka is a joke, man. Luka's literally a joke defensively. Like, it's not even funny. Same thing. This was the play. We all know this play where De'Aaron Fox. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just play that clip. We all know what play that was. That was the play of the night. That was the play of the night right there. Look at his face. Look at his face. That boy knew he was cooked. That boy knew he was going on a highlight. In that moment, he knew it. He's like, oh, yeah, this is going to make SportsCenter right here. He knew he was cooked, folks. That was nasty. That was nasty. De'Aaron Fox is nasty for that one, right? Let's continue on, folks. So once again, Luka and his lazy ass help defense. Luka's pathetic. De'Aaron Fox, we just saw that play. Cooked Austin. I mean, that's just nasty. This angle is even better, though. I'm not gonna lie. This angle is better than this angle. I'm not gonna lie. This angle is better because you can see it from up top. I mean, the dude almost tripped. He almost tripped over his right foot. Folks, he tripped over his own foot. Look at this. He almost tripped over his own foot. Wow, he almost broke his own ankle. That would have been nasty. If he would have broken his own ankle, that would have just been a nasty play. Same thing. Look at Reaves. Where is Reaves at? Stephon Castle, who by the way was Reaves' assignment. Stephon Castle had 30, by the way. So that's Reaves' assignment, right? So here you have Reaves running in from the right side of the screen. I don't know where he was at or what he was doing, but he runs in. He tries to block it. I think this went off the side of the backboard. Yeah, that went off the side of the backboard. Look at this one. Is this Harrison Barnes? No, that's De'Aaron Fox. Yeah, it just blows right by. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. This was a great play by De'Aaron Fox, by the way. Let me rewind this one again. So you have De'Aaron Fox. This play right here, we got this clown talking about LeBron just needs to retire at this point. No, I think you need to retire, Mario. I think you need to retire from talking sports, honestly. I think you need to quit. I think you should give it up, in all honesty. Now this play right here, folks, this play perfectly illustrates why the Lakers are screwed, right? Now, once again, let me put the graphic on the screen, folks, okay? Not only are these dudes disgusting offensively, right? The flopping, the foul baiting, all their nasty offensive tactics. Folks, defensively, these two dudes are a joke. Now, what De'Aaron Fox is about to do, you have our backcourt. You have Luka and Reaves right here. Now, once again, Luka is a pathetic defender. He is a pathetic excuse of a defender. De'Aaron Fox is going to blow by Reaves. Luka is actually there to help. And you're going to see just how pathetic of a defender he actually is. There's no way De'Aaron Fox should have been able to get to the rim on this play. And you have basically two guys guarding him. Watch this. He's going to blow by Reaves. Luka's supposed to be there for the help. And he just blows by he just blows by Luka. What is Luka doing? He's at his mercy. He gets all the way to the rim on the Lakers backcourt. All the way to the rim. And really got fouled. He really got fouled. If that was Luka or Reaves, this would have been a 3-point play. This would have been an and one. And then he lays it in. He's raising his arms. He's like, hey, that's a foul. That's a foul. But once again, this is the difference between ethical hoopers and unethical hoopers. An ethical hooper, he's going to play through the contact. He's going to play through the contact, and he'll complain about not getting the foul after. Wow. Look at these dudes playing defense, bro. And this is what the Reaves fanboys and the Luka fanboys, they won't ever discuss this stuff. They won't ever discuss this stuff, folks. All they're going to do is talk about offensive stats. Wow. What a play by De'Aaron Fox. Gets all the way to the rim and then gets fouled. Then gets fouled and still finishes the play. We got Import AI. He says Fox is 99 speed. Luka and Reaves ain't breaking 70. Okay, shout out to Mike298. Came through with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. LeBron fans. You said these video clips are proof beyond a shadow of a doubt that AR is guilty of being a defensive liability. Exactly. And we're going to get to the box score here in a second, Mike298, because once again, we've always said this about this dude. He's a net negative. And the reason why I say he's a net negative is because his defense is so bad that nothing he does offensively can make up for it. Nothing. And we saw that in the game against the Spurs. He finishes the game 6 for 16 with 15 points. His assignment was Stephon Castle, who had 30. That's his guy. That's his man. That's his assignment. And his assignment had 30. De'Aaron Fox, I think, finished the game with 20, if I'm not mistaken. So once again, De'Aaron Fox, phenomenal play. Gets all the way to the rim, gets fouled and won. And obviously he doesn't get the call because he plays for the Spurs. So he doesn't get the call. He doesn't get Laker calls, right? Same thing. Pick and roll. Whoever Austin Reaves is guarding, they're just going to pick and roll you to death, put you in all the actions, and that's what you're going to see here. You notice, right? LeBron is guarding who? This is Dylan Harper, right? They're not going to attack this matchup. This is not a favorable matchup for the Spurs guards. So for all the people that like to say, oh, LeBron is the problem. LeBron doesn't play defense. So, okay, so if LeBron is such this terrible defender, why don't they attack him? Come on, let's talk basketball. If LeBron is this terrible defender that you guys claim he is, why don't they attack LeBron then? Why are they always picking on Reaves and Luka? Answer that.
I gave it. Please don't tell me that was you saying the 96 Sonics. This is what you gotta realize. It's very easy to out-debate locker room. It's not very challenging whatsoever. The fact that you let locker room outwit you and out-debate you, it says a lot. We're not talking about a very high-level basketball mind, and you got outwitted by the locker room.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my turn.
It's my turn! You told me it was my turn!
I'm going to ask you clowns again that's in the chat. For all you clowns that was in the chat saying that LeBron is a problem and it's his defense that's the problem and blah, blah, blah. Why don't they attack LeBron James and if he's such a bad defender? This is what they don't want to talk about because it makes these players nowadays look like garbage. How in the world is a 41-year-old a better defender than you who are 26, 27 years old? How is Luka a worse defender than LeBron and he's 26, 27 years old? You know how pathetic that is, folks? You know how pathetic that is? That a 41, you get picked on defensively more than a 41-year-old. You're pathetic. He is a pathetic excuse of an NBA defender. And this is what they don't want to discuss. And then Laker fans, they always wonder why they lose in the first round. They always wonder why they're getting clapped. Like I said, I'm going to continue to say it until I'm dead and gone. This trade for the Lakers made absolutely 0 sense from a basketball perspective. You traded away a two-way player for a one-way player. You traded away a two-way player in Anthony Davis for a one-way player in Luka Doncic. So you Laker fans, you guys can never win this trade. I don't care what they tell you. You can never win this trade. You have these dudes, they'll say, oh, well, if you're the Lakers, you got to do this deal 100 times out of 100. And those dudes are casuals. If they say that, they're a casual. They don't know basketball. I can't take them seriously. Now, am I saying you never trade Anthony Davis? No, I'm not saying that. If you wanted to trade Anthony Davis for Giannis or the Joker or somebody, that's the kind of a player you should have traded AD for. A player like that who's also a champion, right? I mean, why are we trading champions for non-champions? That don't make no sense. So if you're going to trade AD, you better go get me another champion. You better go get me Giannis. You better go get me Nikola Jokic. And if you're not going to do that, you better bring me at least a young budding superstar. You better go get me Anthony Edwards, Paolo Banchero. You better go get me somebody like that. If you're going to trade Anthony Davis. You don't trade Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic, gang. That ain't the trade to do. Y'all should have left him over there in Dallas. Exactly, Mr. Player Mate. Luka is the worst star LeBron has ever played with. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's not even, that's a fact. That's not, nobody can argue that. That's a fact. In LeBron's first year with Kyrie, LeBron went to the finals every year with Kyrie. He went to the finals every year with Dwayne Wade. And he went to the finals the first year he played with Anthony Davis. If LeBron can't get with you to the finals, you suck, gang. He gets to the finals with everybody he plays with. So if this is why Russ had to go, and this is why Russ's career was never the same. You came and played with LeBron and AD, and guess what? Y'all didn't do nothing. So who's the problem here? It's you. Russ, you're the problem, gang. We already went to the finals without you. So how you gonna come and we don't get to the finals? You're the problem. We brought you here to help us get to the finals. So you gotta go. Same thing with Luka. You come over here, nigga, you don't even get to the second round, the conference finals, let alone the finals. You lose in the first round. You're the problem. You're the problem. LeBron is listen, I'm not saying LeBron is a perfect player. The man is 40 years old. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he is not the biggest issue on this team. If we had to put who the problems are on this team and we listed them out, LeBron would be at the bottom of the list. He would be the last person we should be discussing is LeBron James. He should be the last one. Everybody else on this team is more of an issue than LeBron James. And I don't care who is telling you any differently. If they're telling you any differently than that, they're casual and they don't know basketball. They don't know the sport. How is LeBron a bigger problem than Reaves? What has Reaves ever done in the NBA? What has he ever proven? He's done nothing. What has Luka done? Nothing. How could LeBron be a bigger problem than them? Come on, man. What are we talking about? So LeBron's a bigger problem than Rui? He's a bigger problem than Jake LaRavia and JJ Redick and Marcus Smart? Come on, man. LeBron will be at the bottom of the list. Let me get back into this footage, though. You should have never traded Anthony Davis, folks. Yeah, you guys won a few games to start the season, but you're not winning a championship like you did with AD. So once again, if LeBron is such a defensive liability, why is Dylan Harper not attacking this matchup right here? He's got LeBron on an island by himself. Why did he not attack LeBron James? Why is Champagnie coming up to set a screen so he can get the switch for Reaves? Come on, man. Y'all niggas think we dumb, gang? Look, he gets the switch. Boom. Now it's time to go to work. And look, he drives right around him. That's a foul, by the way, too. That's a foul, by the way. I don't know why they didn't call that a foul. Once again, he doesn't attack LeBron James. He doesn't attack that matchup. That's not a favorable matchup for Dylan Harper. LeBron's bodying that up. LeBron's gonna block your shot. He's like, nah, let me get Reaves on me. Okay, Reaves, okay, now I can drive. He drives, and guess what? That's a foul. Should have been called a foul. But he blows a layup. It is what it is. But you guys get the point. They're attacking Reaves. They're not attacking LeBron. Now, same thing. Look at Dylan Harper in the open court. He's got Reaves ahead of steam. It's time to go to work. Look at this. Oh, good spin. Oh, I wasn't anticipating that. Oh, that was a good play. And that was a goaltend by Rui. That was a good play. That's a clean dribble for you folks. Not Reaves. You know, Reaves' dribble is nasty. His handle is nasty. Look at the dribble. Look at the handle. That was clean. He goes left. Reaves cuts him off, and then he just spins right into the paint. Reaves gets cooked, gets blown right by, and then Rui comes. And I got to give Rui credit for at least attempting. See, this is the difference between Rui and Luka. At least Rui is going to attempt to play some type of defense, right? At least he tried to, like, make a difference. At least he jumped and tried to contest the shot. You'll never see Luka doing that. Luka's not going to do that. Now, even though it was a goaltend, I got to give Rui some credit for at least attempting to play some defense. So you guys just saw the footage. Now let's get into the actual numbers, folks. Let's get into the actual numbers. Now this is going to be good. Let me show you guys this. This is where it gets interesting. Y'all do me a favor and drop a like on the video. Let me show you guys let me show you the box score, and then we're going to get into Reaves' defensive numbers. So we played, what was that, Wednesday? Okay, let me show you guys this. Let's go to the box score on Wednesday. Now, ladies and gentlemen, how many points did Austin Reaves score in this game? He had 15, right? Now, I told you guys he stat padded in that fourth quarter. So this is for all the fanboys that actually don't watch basketball, that think he actually, like, played well or had a decent game. He actually didn't. He played pretty garbage that night. So I screenshotted this. Let me show you guys. Give me 1 second. I screenshotted this at the end of the third quarter. Right? I screenshotted this at the end of the third quarter. You guys see at the top where it says end of third? So at the end of the third quarter, the Lakers were down 17 points. Austin Reaves had 7 points. He was 3 for 10, 1 for 4 from the three-point line. So basically the game was already over, and then he started to stat pad in that fourth quarter, and then he ends up finishing the game with about 15 points. But all those came when the game was out of reach. Because the fanboys will try to say he had a decent game. No, he played like garbage, right? So he finishes the game with 15 points, 6 for 16. Now let me show you guys this. And this is what we've been saying about this dude since forever now, right? I've always told you guys he's a net negative. He gives up more points than what he actually scores, right? Now let me show you this. You guys aren't going to believe this. Y'all do me a favor and drop a like on the video. So the footage that I just showed you guys, right? That was on Reddit. So look what they said on Reddit. 16 points allowed, Austin Reaves. Held opponents to 7 of 10 from the field. So opponents shot 70% when Austin Reaves was guarding them. And he had 5 fouls in the game.
Running through the six. Oh, how much?
I currently have more dunks than him right now.
Is that true?
Yeah, but he don't save for rebound. He just goes out, and he don't want to play defense.
We're going to get to that trap.
Pray the fakes get exposed.
Oh, how much?
I currently have more dunks than him right now.
Is that true?
Yeah, but he don't save for rebound. He just goes out, and he don't want to play defense.
We're going to get to that trap.
Pray the real live forever, man.
Pray the real live forever, man. Pray the fakes get exposed.
Folks, he scored 15 and gave up 16. Case closed. I rest my case, man. Your Honor, I rest my case. The boy is a fraud. I rest my case. The boy is a fraud, Your Honor. I rest my case. I rest my case, Your Honor. The boy is a fraud. The boy is a fraud. You guys see the title of the show. You guys see the thumbnail. The boy is a fraud, man. I rest my case. Like I said, this stuff gets deep, man. And this is the guy y'all want to go give $200 million to. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Like I said, this dude should be in prison, man. He is a fraud. He's a fraud. He's trying to fraudulently scam the NBA out of hundreds of millions of dollars, knowing good and goddamn well he's not worth that. He's not worth that. I told y'all thought I was joking when I told you. He is a veteran minimum. He's between a veteran minimum and a mid-level exception kind of a player. He's between a veteran minimum and a mid-level exception kind of player. He's between $2 to about $6 million a season. That's the max I would give Austin Reaves. Anything more than a mid-level exception, he's scamming. He's scamming. Anything more than $6 million a season, folks, you're overpaying for Austin Reaves. I rest my case, chat. I mean, there's nothing else to say after that. He gave up 16 points and opponent shot 70% when he was guarding them. Where is the mayonnaise media? Where are they at, folks? Are they listening right now? Are you guys listening? Oh, okay. You're still gonna continue to act like you don't see this stuff, right? So once again, I want y'all to pay attention when y'all go to these other channels, right? Notice how they're only gonna mention offensive numbers. They're never gonna mention defensive numbers. And I know because I go to their platforms and I listen to them. I listen to what they say. They never mention defense. Ever. Like, it's actually crazy. They never mention defense at all. And then when you bring it up, it's almost like they kind of get an attitude. It's almost like they kind of suck their teeth a little bit when you mention it. It's like, oh, come on. Why do you want to mention defense? Well, according to the numbers, he's actually been playing pretty decently this year on defense. Oh, really? What about against the good teams? We don't care how good his defense is against the Pelicans. How's his defense against the good teams? LA's on-off defensive rating with Reaves, 39 minutes. On-court defensive rating, 123.5. Off-court defensive rating, 150. Somebody said, as much as people want to blame AR for us losing, at the end of the day, having him guard the opposite team's best player will never work. And it's common knowledge by now his offensive game gets heavily affected when being the point of attack defender. So basically, this person is saying that they don't know basketball, basically, because it doesn't matter. And today's NBA is all about switching. It doesn't matter. This is why when you listen to the mayonnaise media and they say, oh, well, we need to start Marcus Smart, what I always tell you guys, that won't matter. You think they're not going to attack Austin Reaves because Marcus Smart is on the court? No, they're just going to switch. They're just going to call for a switch. They're going to get a switch. Call for a pick and roll. Whoever Reaves is guarding, they're going to call them up, put them in the action, and they're going to get the switch, and they're just going to attack Reaves. They think Marcus Smart is going to come save Austin Reaves from getting attacked. Shout out to Philip Reinhart. What's going on, man? We got Arioka. Shout out to Arioka. He says, Reggie is right. That's why I unsub from Fakers Nation and those other channels. Shout out to Arioka. Exactly, Tony. Smart needs to replace him in the starting lineup. But they don't want that. That's really what should happen. Marcus Smart should really be our starting two guard. Because, number one, he's more accomplished as an NBA player than Austin Reaves is anyway. You know, this guy has at least made an all-defensive team. He's a defensive player of the year. Like, he's done more in the NBA than Austin Reaves. There's no reason why Austin Reaves should be starting over Marcus Smart. And I said this over the summer when we signed Marcus Smart. I said I only like the Marcus Smart pickup if he's going to start. If he's not going to start, I don't think it's going to make a difference. Now, if we were to bench Austin Reaves in favor of Marcus Smart, I think that would make a significant improvement for the Lakers team. But I don't believe J.J. Redick has the balls to do it. I don't believe Lakers media would approve of that decision. They would rather see Rui get benched, which makes no sense. So now you want 3 guards out here? Because that's what they're saying on the other channels. They're saying bench Rui for Marcus Smart. How does that make sense? So now you want so now you want 3 guards basically out there. Luka, Reaves, and Marcus Smart. That don't even make sense. You need 2 guards and 3 forwards. Wow.
Pray the real live forever. Pray the fakes get exposed.
Folks, this stuff is pathetic, man. I mean, what are they scared of? Are they scared of Reaves crying? Is that what they're afraid of? Because he did almost cry in the after the last game. He was damn near in tears. So I don't know what they're afraid of. Why they won't bench him? I think JJ Redick not playing Vando is malpractice. I think JJ Redick not playing Vando is malpractice. JJ Redick, like I said, he is worse than Darvin Ham. And I didn't think that could be possible. But he actually is worse than Darvin Ham. Jarrett Vanderbilt, as much as, he's an offensive liability, he's probably our best perimeter defender. It will be between him and Marcus Smart. So if you're telling me that you don't have any minutes for Vando at all, and I'm not saying that, Vando should play like in the playoffs, deep into the playoffs, right? Like, I don't think you can play Vando in critical minutes in the playoffs. I don't think you can. But if you're telling me you can't find any minutes throughout the course of a game for Vando, you're putting in Bronny James over Vando? You should be fired, bro. I'm sorry. You should be fired. There's no excuse for Bronny James getting more minutes than Jarrett Vanderbilt. That's insane. You said OKC has 2 centers in their starting lineup? Exactly. He says JJ hates defense. And this is why I tell you guys, JJ Redick is a pathetic excuse for a head coach. He's a clown, man. He's not a coach. He's a clown. He's out here parading and cosplaying as a coach. He's not a coach. He's not a coach at all. We saw that in the playoffs last year. The dude didn't play a single person off the bench, ran all of his starters into the ground, wouldn't play a center. He's a clown. He's a clown. I mean, imagine if Darvin Ham would have did that. Just imagine. Imagine if Darvin Ham would have did that. What we would have said about Darvin Ham. But y'all make excuses for JJ Redick. It makes no sense, bro. There's so many that's why I say if you're blaming LeBron James, I just know you're a casual. Like, I don't even take anybody that comes in my chat, comes in my comment section, and they're blaming LeBron James, I already know they're a casual, and I'm not gonna really engage with you. I be seeing your comments. I see what y'all be saying. Sometimes I'll engage, but for the majority of the time, I'm not even engaging. I just read it and just continue on. If they get too disrespectful, I'll just block them. Like, I don't have time for the stupidity. If you think LeBron is the problem for the Lakers, you're just a casual to me. I'm not even interested in even talking basketball with you. You niggas literally have a podcaster for a coach, and you talking about LeBron's the problem. Playing 49 minutes, King J, in a playoff game. No break, no rest. Meanwhile, Jackson Hayes and everybody else, they just chilling, getting a free check. So they don't got to earn their check, right? We just going to run the starters into the ground, and then the bench players ain't got to earn their money. They ain't got to sweat. They ain't got to run. They ain't got to jump. They ain't got to do nothing. We just going to run our starters into the ground. JJ Redick's a clown, man. We got Arioga. He says JJ is an awful coach. The main reason why the Lakers won't win a title if he keeps the current roster as is. You said Spurs play 3 guards. Why can't the Lakers? Well, number one, the Spurs can do whatever they want to do. I don't consider the Spurs as a title contending team. They're a good team, but not a title contending team. That's number one. Now, number two, their guards are actually like way better than the Lakers guards. Like, I would much rather have De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper than like Reaves, Smart, and like Luka. I mean, that was apparent after that game we watched on Wednesday. The Spurs guards are way better than the Lakers guards. Playing 3 guards is not going to work. You can't play 3 guards. You need size. You need rebounding. You can't play 3 guards. Now, over the course of a regular season, obviously Wembanyama's out, so they switching things up, doing things on the fly. Sure, you can do it throughout the course of a game, right? Like, yeah, throughout the course of a game you can do it, but to start a game with 3 guards, you're not serious, man. You said Reaves is currently number 7 on the MVP ladder. Bro, I don't care about Reaves being number 7 on the MVP ladder, gang. Reaves, we're in December. We've played how many games? I guarantee he won't finish the season on the MVP ladder. I guarantee. Do you want to make a bet, DeRozan? How much do you want to bet he doesn't finish the season on the MVP ladder? I'll give you another 2 weeks. He'll be off the list completely. How much you want to bet? Let's make a bet. Exactly. Irrelevant information. I don't care. And the fact that he's higher on the list than some of those other guys, I think he's higher than Cade Cunningham. That doesn't even make any sense. I can't even take stuff like that seriously. You telling me Reaves is more impactful to his team than Cade Cunningham? That list is a joke. My goats missed a lot of time. But any list that ain't got my goat on it is a joke. Oh, no, he's not. He wasn't hired. My bad. He wasn't higher than I must have got confused. He wasn't higher than Cade Cunningham. He's number 7. Cade's number 4. But even still, the guys he's ahead of, he's not better than Tyrese Maxey. He's not better than any of these guys. So I can't take this list seriously. I just can't. I'm sorry. I can't take this list seriously. Austin Reaves is not better than Tyrese Maxey. He's not better than Anthony Edwards, and he's not better than Sengun. Like, come on, this list is a joke. This list is a joke. But like I said, it's a fluid list and it'll change, and I'm pretty sure he won't be on here in another week or 2. He'll be off the list completely. But I can't even take this seriously right now. I'm sorry. I can't take that list seriously. There's no way Austin Reaves is better than Tyrese Maxey. No way. He's not better than Sengun. He's not better than whoever was on that list behind him. He's not better than Anthony Edwards. No way. This list is a joke. Can't take that list seriously. Sorry. Can't take it seriously. So like I said, folks, we pretty much broke it down, man. We got Mr. Player Made. You said it's time to trade Luka. I'm on that train already. Yeah, we should have never traded for him to begin with, but they're stuck with Luka now. So, yeah, the Lakers, like I said, The Lakers, until they get off of Luka, will be just like a middle of the pack team. They will never be a true contender with Luka. I don't care, because it doesn't matter if they build the perfect roster around Luka. They're not going to beat OKC, right? Like, OKC is like the new Spurs. You guys remember when the Lakers in like the early 2000s would always have to play the Spurs? But even some years they would beat them, right? I don't see OKC in the West. Actually, let me take that back. OKC in the West right now is like LeBron in the East. You're not beating that team. You guys remember when LeBron was in the East and he went to like 8 straight finals, 8 straight years, went to the finals? That's going to basically be OKC now. Nobody's beating that team. As long as they're healthy and they stay together, nobody's beating OKC. So the only way Luka would even have a chance to beating OKC is if he got better as a basketball player, and he's not going to get better. He told you guys he don't even watch the NBA. He already let that be known.
Just looking ahead to Toronto, I know you guys just wrapped up this game, but what stands out to you about the season they've had up to this point?
I don't watch much NBA, sorry.
Pray the fakes get exposed.
Ladies and gentlemen, a superstar that tells you he doesn't watch the NBA, he doesn't love the sport, folks. He doesn't love the sport. Imagine Kobe saying he doesn't watch the NBA. I mean, come on, man. Imagine Kobe or LeBron saying they don't watch the NBA. Come on, man. Exactly, Slumstack man. They play their whole 15-man roster. Exactly. Exactly. Nobody's beating OKC. Luka, the only way Luka could do it is if Luka improved as a basketball player, and he's not interested in improving. So you're not going to ever win. Luka's never going to do what LeBron did in 2016 and beat a team that was better than his team. He can never do that. He can never do that. The only way Luka would have a chance at winning is if he had the better team. This is why I don't know how people pick Dallas to beat Boston in 2024. I don't get that at all, because Boston had the better team. I don't know why people pick Dallas to beat Boston. Boston had a better team. Luka can't beat a team that's better than his. Like when they beat OKC, the Mavericks had the better team. When they beat the Clippers, the Mavericks had the better team. Luka will never beat a team that's better than his team. He will never do that. And that's the difference between a GOAT to me, like LeBron James, and everybody else. We never saw Jordan beat a team that was better than his team. The only time Jordan could win is when he had the better team. The only time Kobe could win is when he had the better team. We never saw Mike, Kobe beat teams when they didn't have a better team. We never saw them beat teams better than them. LeBron, this is why LeBron is my GOAT. I've seen him literally beat a team that he should not have beat. And that was the 2016 Golden State Warriors. Because I remember them first 2 games in 2016 when Golden State blew the Cavaliers out. I ain't gonna lie, I was on the phone with this one girl at the time, and I'm like, yeah, I think it's over with. Because she was from Ohio. And me and her was talking, and I was like, yeah. I watched them first 2 games. I was like, yeah, I don't think they can beat them. I think it's over. And then they went back to Cleveland. They won game 3. So then it was 2-1. And then Golden State wins game 4. And then it was 3-1. And then game 5, Cleveland won. Game 6, Cleveland won. And then game 7, Cleveland won. And that was the first time that entire run that Golden State had lost 3 games in a row. They lost 3 games in a row in the finals. We got Don C. You said Clippers and OKC were the favorite when Luka won. That's cap.
Head up. Chin up. Fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison, nigga.
Niggas keep running their mouth.
If we beat these folks, whoop-de-doo. We beat them.
Whoop-de-doo, Don C. Whoop-de-doo. Still lost. Matter of fact, let me see what those odds were for the finals. NBA Finals odds 2024. Yeah, NBA Finals 2024 Celtics Mavericks. Yep, Boston was heavy favorites over the Mavericks with odds often around Celtics minus 225 to win the series outright. So once again, Don C. You might be right. The Suns might have been the Clippers and OKC might have been the favorite. But I would still say that Dallas had a better team. I would definitely say Dallas had a better team. I mean, we're talking about the Clippers here. We're talking about Paul George, who's a historical playoff choker. We're talking about Kawhi Leonard, who's got degenerate knees. Who do they even have on the team? Did they have Russ? Oh, yeah, they had Russ. Oh, yeah, come on. They had Russ on the team, gang. Any team with Russ is not serious. I've been said that. I forgot. They had Russ on the team. He said Clippers were not the favorite. Kawhi missed games. Don C's lying. Let me see. NBA playoff odds 2024. Let's see. Clippers, Mavericks. Let's see. Let's see. Odds to win series. Series winner. Oh yeah, Don C, you are lying. This nigga stay lying. Yeah, you are a liar, Don C. The Clippers. The Clippers and the Mavericks was an even series, Don C. What are you talking about, dude? Constellar, thank you for fact checking this fraud, Don C. Don C's a fraud too. Don C, you're a fraud, bro. You're a lying fraud too at that. Let me show you guys. We caught you, Don C. You got clapped again, dude. You got clapped again, dude. Wow. This nigga stays lying. I knew I was right. I didn't even know I was right, and I knew I was right. Don C, does your wife know you have a snow bunny infatuation? Does your wife know this? What is your infatuation? What is your infatuation with snow bunnies? Look at this, Don C. Look what I found, chat. Hold on, let me show you guys. NBA playoff odds. Clippers versus Mavericks odds to win series spreads. Series winner, minus 110 for both sides. So it was dead even. It said, Look at this, Don C. It says the Clippers opened as minus 135 favorites to win their 2024 playoffs first round series, with the Mavericks plus 115 to win the series. The line has since moved to minus 110 on both sides. Wow. So once again, Don C., you were factually incorrect, sir. You said drop the link. I don't have a link for you, sir. What do we need to talk for anyway, Don C? We're not interested in hearing more lies, dude. That's all you do is lie. What do we need to speak for? You got caught red-handed lying. The series was dead even and they lost. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm seeing other odds that make you even look even more like a clown, Don C. Wow. Don C, I just told you I don't have a link, bro. I already told you that. Actually, let me see. Hold on, Don C. I might have a link for you. Try that link out, Don C. You've already been exposed. I mean, What's going on, Ty?
What's going on, Reggie, man? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man?
Man, it's crazy, bro. Just a crazy season, man. I watched that Spurs game. It looks bad, man. We look really bad. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's not gonna be good. And they always focus on LeBron. Mind you, LeBron is like 40, 41. So I think I like I always be saying, bro, I think this is LeBron's last season, man. If it's not on the Lakers, maybe he goes to the Cavs, but bro, this season's over. We're just not gonna win. It's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, bro. We suck.
Let me let Don C. Go ahead, dude. What do you got, man?
Okay, Reggie, you just read the odds. The Clippers did open as the favorite, but if you remember, Kawhi Leonard, surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, but right before game one, they said he was going to be out. That's why the line dropped. But the Clippers opened as a favorite. So there's nothing for me to lie about. Well, if I'm wrong, I'll always admit to me being wrong. They opened as a favorite.
Yeah, but
and then if you
opening as a favorite, doesn't mean anything.
Because they were the favorite. And then right before like the week before the series was supposed to start, Kawhi surprisingly was out. He was playing all the way up to that point.
So if Kawhi was out, don't you think that played a part in them losing?
I'm not saying that it didn't. I'm not saying that he didn't. He came back. He ended up playing in that series. But you're talking about a game one. What you just read proved that I was right. The Clippers opened as a favorite right before the series. Kawhi was out, and then he came. Then he ended up coming back in game two. But I don't have no reason to lie about that. Like, what do I need to lie about that for? It is what it is. Did you pull up Oklahoma City? Since niggas in the chat want to say that I'm goofy, pull that up.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, by the way, they were also the underdog against the Timberwolves. You can pull that up too for the niggas in the chat want to talk about me.
So yeah, these were the odds for the Timberwolves series. I mean, not the Timberwolves, the Thunder series. OKC was a slight favorite, minus 122, plus 104. So it was an even money bet for Dallas.
You weren't gonna win it anyway.
It wasn't even a plus money bet. It was an even money bet. You bet $1 for $1. Underdog typically you're gonna win more money than you bet. It wasn't even It wasn't even plus 105, plus 110. It was plus 100. It was an even money bet. So it's basically even.
So based off your theory, you're saying the only way Luka can get the credit in your eyes is if he's a massive underdog.
No, I'm just saying that the only way that Luka can win a series is when he's the favorite.
But he hadn't been the favorite. The one time he was the favorite was last year.
That's what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you. For Luka to win a championship, he's gonna have to come into the series as a favorite. He's not gonna win. He's not gonna do what LeBron did in 2016 and win when the odds are stacked against him. He can only win when he's gonna have the overwhelmingly better team.
Okay, what about Phoenix?
Is that the finals, Don C, or is that the second round?
I mean, none of these things we're talking about was the finals.
Yes, we are. I'm talking about Dallas and Boston.
Reggie, you be moving the goal. You be moving that goalpost, my guy.
You just got cooked. That's all it was. You just got cooked.
I didn't get anything. You read it out. You read it out loud that the Clippers were the favorite. So I mean, I feel kind of vindicated.
I'm talking about finals. You gonna bring up like some first round playoff matchup, dude? Like you got to stop, bro. Let's talk about the finals. Was Luka the favorite in the finals? No. Did he win? No. What I'm telling you is the only way for Luka to win in the finals when it really matters the most at the highest level, he's going to have the better team. He's not going to be able to do what LeBron did in 2016 and win against all odds. Do you agree with that?
I don't necessarily disagree with it, but that doesn't make Luka any less of a player.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Again, Reggie, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what me and you be beefing about because I think LeBron is the best player of all time. So to say he's not LeBron James, drop the whoop-de-doo drop for him real quick. Whoop-de-doo. Who is?
Head up, chin up. Fuck that, nigga. If we go to prison for the rest of our life, whoop-de-doo. We go to prison, nigga. Clubhouse. If we beat these folks, whoop-de-doo. We beat them.
Whoop-de-doo. He ain't LeBron James. Whoop-de-doo. Who is?
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying, man. Ty, you got anything, man, on this, man?
Yeah, man. It's just like I don't think we need to compare Luka to LeBron James, but because Luka now in the Lakers media and the Lakers eyes is he's the number one option, right? He can't thrive as a number one option without elite defensive players at every position. When he was on Dallas, he had elite defensive players at basically every position. Kyrie's not elite, but he's way better than Austin Reaves and isn't a cone on defense. Luka now on this rotation with this roster, he's getting exposed. So no, I don't really care about the Dallas comparison thing because he's not in Dallas. He's on the Lakers, and the facts show that now with the weaker defensive team, his liabilities are showing way more than they did in Dallas, which is the whole point, which is the whole argument. In Los Angeles, he's not going to be able to do the same thing. Not even close.
Now, I agree 100% with what Ty just said, Don C. I mean, don't you agree with that? That Dallas just had a superior roster, superior management?
I don't disagree with his premise. His premise is correct, but that's for almost, you can say that about any player. You could say that about
Not
Steph
necessarily.
when Golden State was in their run. He was a liability on defense. They put defensive players around him to hide him on defense. That's not Luka's job. Luka's job is to put the ball in the hole, which, by the way, I don't know. Last time I checked, he does that pretty goddamn well.
But no, he doesn't actually. What he does well is he foul baits. Like, and that's the difference between a Luka and like a Steph, since you want to make that comparison. When Steph Curry was winning MVPs, we didn't see Steph Curry flailing into defenders and falling to the floor like Luka does. Steph Curry is a superior offensive talent than Luka in his prime. It's completely different.
Reggie, you know who falls to the floor more than Luka Doncic does every night?
Who, SGA?
SGA.
And he's better than Luka as well.
Well, I mean, that's your opinion.
No, that's a fact. That's not an opinion.
With
That's a fact. SGA is better than
That's
Luka.
your opinion. That's your opinion.
He has an MVP,
I mean,
and
so
Luka
hold on.
doesn't,
So hold
he
on,
actually
Doncie.
is
Are you telling me right now that SGA is? Are you telling me right now that Luka is better than SGA?
Yeah, I am for sure.
Hold on. Hold on.
And by the way,
one second, Doncie. Can you say? I'm gonna ask you one more time. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Hold on, Doncie. I'm gonna ask you one more time. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Can you look into the camera and can you say that again?
Yes, Luka Doncic is better than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Absolutely. In the camera.
Dude, you're tripping, bro.
He's trolling. He's trolling.
No way, you troll.
Doncie, you don't even believe that, bro.
Absolutely.
You don't even believe that. You don't even
Okay,
believe
Reggie.
that, bro.
Nah, you doing that for
All
clips.
right,
You don't
Reggie.
even believe
Doing
that,
for
bro.
clips,
Stop
bro.
it. Doncie, this is
Hey,
why
Reggie.
people don't take you seriously, gang. You're a nice guy,
Hey,
but
Reggie.
like, come on, man. You be trolling,
Hey,
dude.
Reggie.
You gotta stop this stuff,
Reggie.
bro.
Reggie, did Luka and SGA come out the same year? I think last time I checked, they in the same they in the same draft class.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go from the start of their career up until today, and let's pull up each year, and let's see how it matches up. Because they came out the same year.
But
Doncie, can I ask you a quick question?
Hold on, Ty.
Hold on,
Ty.
Reggie.
Sure.
Oh, go ahead.
Doncie, here's my thing, right? All you're gonna do is try to bring up like regular season numbers, but when it comes to the postseason, SGA is far more accomplished than Luka, which is what matters. So I don't really understand like why would we argue regular season numbers when SGA has clearly surpassed him in the postseason when it matters the most.
He passed them in the postseason this past year, Reggie. What about the other years? We're talking about a whole career.
Doncie,
they've been in the league
the other years, Luka didn't win anything. So you're giving him credit for
he won more. He won more than SGA did.
But he didn't win the ultimate prize. SGA has won the ultimate prize.
Reggie, you're a LeBron fan. I don't get caught up in ring culture. I don't get caught up in that.
This isn't ring culture. He's just better.
That is ring culture.
No, it's not.
Reggie, we could talk about
Okay,
MVPs if you want, because I mean, SGA is the MVP and Luka isn't.
Championships in all time? What individual player got the most championships of all time?
So now you want to change the conversation?
I'm not changing the conversation. I'm just asking you a simple question. Who got the most championships of all time? What individual player got the most championships?
Isn't Bill Russell, right?
It would be Bill Russell. Is Bill Russell the greatest player of all time?
I wouldn't say so, no.
And neither would I. Is he more accomplished than LeBron James in the playoffs? Yes or no?
I mean, well, that's it's two different eras, two different, like, Bill Russell played when there was like 8 teams.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. Okay, well then we could just move to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is more accomplished in the playoffs than LeBron James? True or false?
I would say false.
Okay. What about Kobe Bryant?
I would say false.
Okay, fair enough. You can't have it both ways then.
How?
You can't have that both ways.
What do you mean?
If you're saying that Michael Jordan, who is more accomplished than LeBron James in the playoffs alone, just in the playoffs,
I don't agree with that.
Oh, is he 6 for 6? Does he have more rings?
But that's just the
LeBron
final.
James?
That's just the finals round, though. You said the
I agree.
playoffs.
That's
You didn't
what
say the finals. You said the playoffs.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so if you're talking about in the playoffs, then pull up Luka Doncic's careers in the playoffs compared to SGA, because SGA only had one run, which was last year.
Right, and that one run is better than any
So I just lined you up.
No, but
I just lined you up, Reggie.
SGA's one run is better than any one run Luka ever had.
Okay, for his career, I'm talking because you asked me who's better from the start, because they came in the league the same year. Luka was the number 3 overall pick, and I think SGA went in somewhere in like around 11 or 12, I believe. I'd have to go back and look at it. If we're looking at it from the time that they came into the league, who's been better in the playoffs? Because Luka got to the playoffs his second year. I believe SGA got to the playoffs his rookie year. They lost in the first round. Luka also lost in the first round. So what were their numbers in that? What did they do? I know what Luka did. It was more than SGA. It was a lot more than SGA. And then Luka got traded to my home city. I mean, not Luka. SGA then got traded to my home city shortly after that. And he lost in the first round. And Luka also, that same year, also lost in the first round. But what did he do in the first round? That has to matter. So you can't use that argument when it's LeBron against Jordan, but then you don't want to use that same argument when it's Luka versus SGA.
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers. I mean,
it's not close. It's not close, and you know it's not.
I'm looking at the numbers in the playoffs, versus each other. SGA averages 32. Luka averages 25. Luka.
Oh, you talking about when they play? I'm talking about. Yes, that is also correct. What you just stated when they played against each other.
So you're talking about in totality.
I'm talking about in totality.
Okay.
In totality, if you go from year to year, in what they did in the playoffs from year to year, what did Luka do? What did SGA do?
But see, here, I'm gonna tell you why your argument is flawed, though, Don C. And you kind of just cooked yourself when you went down this road. So
all right, go ahead.
So you just brought up like Bill Russell and Mike and LeBron and all these guys, right? And you was like, who was better in the playoffs? That's what you just asked me, right?
Sure.
Okay. So what do all of those guys have in common, Don C?
What you saying in comparison to Luka Doncic?
Yes.
They've all won
a
championship.
Thank you. So now that SGA has won a championship, right? He's on a different tier. Notice how you didn't compare when you asked me that question initially. You didn't mention any players that hadn't won rings. You mentioned every player you mentioned had rings. You mentioned Bill Russell, who's got rings. You mentioned LeBron, who's got rings, and you mentioned Michael Jordan, who's got rings. But now you want to come. But hold on, Don C. But now you want to compare Luka, who's got 0 rings, to a guy that has rings. Your argument's flawed. You got cooked.
Okay, if again, I don't subscribe to the ring culture stuff, so that's fine. But I'm consistent with that though. I'm consistent with that when it comes to LeBron and Michael Jordan. I'm consistent when it comes to Luka and SGA. Now, if you look at it in totality, they came in the league the same year. I could see if I was using somebody else that didn't come in the league at the same year. They came in the league the same
Don
year.
C, did you
Luka's
did you literally hear what I just said?
I heard you, Reggie. I'm not
Okay,
even
so
poo-pooing what
once
you
again,
saying.
so it's a dumb conversation to have when you literally just asked me about Bill Russell champion, Michael Jordan champion, LeBron James champion. Now SGA is a champion, and you want to create this like fake argument about Luka being better. It doesn't make sense. SGA is a champion.
Reggie.
This is not
This
C.
is what I'm saying, Reggie.
Don C. Let me explain to
Luka,
you. Let me explain to you this, Don C. Hold on, Don C. Because I agree with you, right? I have a problem with ring culture if we're talking about like role players, for example. Like if you're a role player, like Charles Barkley said, right? If you're a role player and you didn't contribute to like winning, you can't be walking around talking about you a champion, right? Like, we don't want to hear that. Like, Charles Barkley is better than, like, you know, a guy that just won a championship just because he was on a championship winning team. So that part of ring culture, I agree with. But when you want to bring up ring culture to make an argument against SGA, who was the best player on the team, you acting like he just rode the bus to a ring. He was the best player on the team. He won the scoring title. He won the finals MVP. He won the MVP. Like that, you can't make an argument against SGA and say, oh, well, I don't want to get into ring culture. He's just better than Luka. I'm sorry, he's just better.
again, if you make that argument, I don't have necessarily a problem with it. I just look at it when two dudes is on the court. Who do I like more?
But you just said, said that Luka's better. So how can Luka be better than SGA based on what?
Reggie, I'm old enough to remember when I made the same argument before SGA won a championship last year. I said, well, Reggie, he did, beat SGA. You laughed at me. You was like, well, who was SGA? So now all of a sudden he got one ring, and it's like, oh, he's just that guy.
Yes, he surpassed him. He got better. He improved. His team won. We have to give him credit.
Okay, let me ask you this, Reggie. The Celtics beat the Mavericks in the finals, right? In 2024. Every year, ESPN drops a list, top 100. You know this. When that list dropped, he just lost to Jason Tatum. Why was Jason Tatum behind him on that list?
Don C. So now because you got cooked on the Luka SGA point, now you want to go a completely different route and talk about Jason Tatum and Luka now? I'm just trying to figure out what we're doing. Is that what we're doing now?
I'm just making it. I'm just making a comparison. They just played. Those two people had just played.
But you made a comparison with SGA and Luka, and your argument was flawed.
My argument is not flawed.
It was
because I'm talking about the totality, Reggie. I'm talking about the totality of their career. I'm talking about from the day that they came in the league, which is the exact same time.
But Don C, hold on a second. Jason Tatum has a better playoff career than Luka Doncic. He's been in the finals multiple times. Luka's only been once. He's already won, which Luka hasn't even done yet.
Ty, he's been on better teams. He's not an individually better player.
But at the same time, Luka Doncic was on the Dallas Mavericks, and he had the best team coming out of the West, right? He had beat all the teams. So using your logic, you said earlier that Luka's role was to just score. It wasn't his role to worry about defenders. Hold on, let me finish. You said it wasn't his job to worry about defenders. On Dallas, he had elite defenders. He had everything that he needed. That was a fact. That's what everyone knew that he had in Dallas. And when his job was to perform, he couldn't do it. When Jason Tatum's job was to perform in the finals, he did it. Yes, he had a good team behind him, but he played his role. He succeeded in what he needed to do to win a championship. And he's been to the finals not just once, he's been twice. So it's not like Jason Tatum doesn't have a history of also playoff success. We've only seen Luka have what? One decent playoff run to the finals, and he lost. So at the end of the day, you're comparing a person that hasn't won to people who've won.
He's had two runs that were very impressive.
Not to the. He's only been in the finals once.
Okay, dude, that's so weird to me.
Jason
Okay,
Tatum's been twice. He has a deeper
okay. So
playoff
when
history
Jason
of winning.
Tatum lost to the Warriors, I didn't
Mm-hmm.
say, "Oh my God, Jason Tatum's not a good player. He's young. He's gonna figure it out." So why doesn't Luka get the same grace? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because Tatum has better attributes that contribute to winning, and we saw that because now he's won. Luka, when he lost, his attributes of winning didn't get better. He's still the same player. He hasn't shown any improvement that he's going to be able to win. That's why we don't give him the same grace as Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum showed that he could get better and he could win, which he did. Luka has shown that he hasn't really gotten that much better and he can't really stay healthy and he hasn't won. So that's why we don't have the same grace. Your logic doesn't make sense. Again, you're comparing someone that hasn't won to winners.
This is what I don't understand about y'all.
Mm-hmm.
If there was an NBA draft, if every guy
Mm-hmm.
was a free agent, right now, and anybody could pick who they wanted to pick, Luka would be one of the first 3 people picked for sure.
No, he would not. You're insane.
Yeah, I'm insane. Again,
Cade
so
cut.
I'm
I'll
asking you a
tell you. I'll
question.
give you.
So
I'll give you
why
10.
did the
Hold on. I'll
year?
give you 10. Hold on. Let me give you 10.
No.
Kevin Durant,
I can.
Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Paulo Banchero, Jaylen Brown. You want me to? I can keep going. You want me to keep going? Steph Curry. There's more.
So
Jalen
why?
Brunson.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. If all of those
Uh huh.
people are better than Luka, when they drop the
Uh huh.
100 list, which they use the GMs in the NBA,
Uh
they
huh.
use the GMs to make this poll. They poll the
Right.
GMs, the people that actually pick the players, not you. The people that actually pick the players. Why was Luka third?
Don C, you're
Why?
starting to look a little bit crazy at this point, dude.
He's
How
scaring
am
me
I
a
looking
little bit,
crazy,
bro.
Reggie? I just asked a simple question.
Don C,
He just named a whole bunch of dudes.
Don C, I have to reel it in now because we're getting to it. We're going too far off into the deep end with this conversation. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not gonna make an argument, Don C, to those of us that actually watch this sport that Luka is a better basketball player in this moment than SGA. Now, if you want to say 3 years ago he was better, I might have gave you that. But in the year 2025 going into 2026, SGA clears and it's not even close. We stop.
Again, we're just
do we at least agree with that, Don C?
Fundamentally disagree. We're gonna fundamentally disagree on that point.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean I'm not saying that I don't think SGA is great. Y'all say that SGA is great and somehow try to want to diminish Luka. I think SGA is great, and I also think Luka's great. I just think Luka's a tad bit better. But really, my premise, if you're saying in 2025, if you're saying today, right now, would you rather have SGA over Luka? That does not bother me. I'm asking the question from they came in the league the same year. Who has had a better career? Who's been better?
SGA.
In a vacuum.
SGA.
He's not. He's not.
SGA has been better.
He's not.
And
Don C, then why hasn't Luka won an MVP?
Don C, I'm gonna tell you what your problem is. Your problem is you're so fixated on these numbers that Luka has, as if we don't watch Luka play. We all watch this man's stat pad every single night. We just watched it in the game against the Spurs. So he got his numbers against the Spurs. Are we gonna sit up here and act like he played a good game because he got 35 the last game, Ty?
Reggie, that's
No, absolutely not. He was horrible, inefficient.
That was 1 of 82.
But that's the argument. Don C,
what do you mean 1 of 82? He does it all the time.
Don C, hold on, Ty. That's literally the argument you're trying to make. You're trying to tell us that because he's got better numbers, that he's a better player. And what we're telling you is we don't care about what the numbers say. SGA is the better player.
SGA is on the better team.
No,
I don't think
he's the better player.
On a better team.
He's the better player.
Better team than Nikola Jokic. I don't think he's better than Nikola Jokic. He's on a better team.
Okay, so let me ask you. So hold on, because now I caught you in another lie. Didn't you just say 20 minutes ago that SGA had the better team in 2024 when Luka's team beat him?
Yes.
So what's the excuse?
What do you mean, what's the excuse, Reggie?
Nigga, you literally just said 20 minutes ago that SGA had a better team than Luka in 2024, but Luka's team still beat him. So now you're saying SGA is on a better team. So what's the excuse now? Why can't he go beat him now?
Because the Oklahoma City's even better now than they were in 2024.
No, because SGA is even better now.
his numbers are about the same. His numbers are almost about the same, but they didn't have Mitchell. They didn't have AJ Mitchell in 2024.
Don C, listen. At the end of the
I'm
day,
talking about Oklahoma City.
At the end of the day,
Oklahoma City.
at the end of the
Hence
day,
why their record is better in 2025 than it was in 2023, 2024.
At the end of the day, Don
They're
C.
24-1.
Don C. 20 minutes ago, right? You said that the Thunder were better than the Mavericks in 2024, but Luka still won. So all I'm asking is, if Luka's so great, I don't care about what the Thunder are doing. Good for them. Are they're going to be just like the 70? Hopefully they beat the Warriors record. I'm happy for them, right? So my question is, if he already beat them when he had a worser team, why can't he win again? You still haven't answered that.
I'm giving the credit to how the Thunder were built. That's it. I'm simply giving the credit.
And I'm going to ask you one more time. Why can't Luka win? Why? Talk basketball. Why can't he beat the Thunder?
Reggie, some teams, I'm talking about a team, are just, again, what's LeBron's best year?
Now he want to talk about LeBron.
What would you say was
this is I literally
I'm
asked you about
asking
Luka.
Oh my God.
No. I'm about to ask you just a simple question.
No.
All of
We
your
got to
years
stay
watching
here.
LeBron.
Don C,
What
we
was-
have to
what was
stay
his
here.
best team?
Don C,
I mean, what was
stop.
his best
Don
individual
C,
year?
Don C, before we transition to LeBron, please, let's just stay here for a second. Why can't Luka beat OKC this year in this moment?
Because Oklahoma City is really good.
No,
Ain't
you keep
nobody
talking
beat
about
them.
OKC. Forget OKC. Why can't Luka and the Lakers beat OKC?
Because I'm saying nobody's beating Oklahoma City. Nobody.
And Ty, they said the same thing about the Warriors in 2016. They said nobody
And
was going
guess
to
what
beat
happened?
Golden State, and LeBron was down 3-1-1 against all odds. So if Luka is so great, Don C, why can't he beat OKC against all odds?
The better example, Reggie, would be to use LeBron in 18, which was his best year. And they have had no shot versus Warriors. Zero shot. That
Don
would be
C,
your best example.
Don C, you're done, man. Victor, what do you got, dude?
Hey, what's up, Reggie? How you doing?
What's going on, man?
Yes. Nothing much. I mean, pretty much, look at Doncic. He plays one side of the ball. And SGA, he plays both sides of the ball. And, you know, he has no championship. And he's no LeBron James. Doesn't play defense. He's a very inefficient player, as I saw in the Spurs game against the Lakers. So that's my take on Luka Doncic.
Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, Victor. We got GD. Shout out to GD. Came through with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, I fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy.
LeBron fans.
He said, what's sad is that even brothers not holding Luka to the same standard as Mamba and Bron. Look at SGA, Clippers film versus OKC. He's 10 times better. That is sad, Don C. As a fellow brother, man, as a fellow brother, the fact that you're not, like, holding Luka accountable and you're trying to basically make excuses for him as a black man, it's pretty pathetic, Don C., honestly.
Why y'all keep bringing race into this, man? I'm talking about basketball. I'm not talking about race.
Yeah, and we're talking basketball, and you won't hold Luka accountable for his
proud
basketball.
black man. Reggie, you came up with this lie. You had niggas in the chat saying that I like snow bunnies. I'm married to a black woman.
So you've never had a snow bunny in your life.
Oh man, Reggie, I'm 38. So when I in my teens and my 20s, I probably did, but not
right.
No.
So you like snow bunnies? It's okay. You married a black woman, but you like snow bunnies. It's okay.
You openly talked about how much you love to dip your toe in the snow.
And I stand on that.
I'm married to a black woman. What are you talking about?
Okay. We're happy for you. We're happy for you. But at the end of the day, the difference between me and you, Don C, is I'll dip my toe in the snow and I'll still hold the snow bunnies accountable. See, you'll dip your toe in the snow and you won't say anything disparaging about the snow bunnies. That's the difference between me and you.
Reggie, I started listening to your channel because I actually agree with your early. I don't know if I agree with it today, but your early Austin Reaves hate, I agreed with you back then. So that's how I started watching your channel, was because of what you said about Austin Reaves. So what are you talking about?
We're not talking about Reaves. We're talking about Luka. You've yet to be critical of Luka.
Luka's cold. Again, you acting like Reggie. Okay, I've heard Steph Curry. I've heard Draymond Green. I've heard your man LeBron James all say that Luka's the one. He's the guy. So why don't you have the same smoke for them niggas that you got for me?
Because I don't care about them. I have my own thoughts and my own opinions. My thing is with you acting like the dude is the best thing since sliced bread, and we're watching these games now. Okay, let's talk about Wednesday's game versus the Spurs. Did you see the film that we showed on the video of Reaves and Luka getting cooked?
I have not seen it. I don't know if you did that today. I just got it here.
Okay, well, when the live is over with, Don C, we actually put the footage. I'll actually just go through it again for the people that's just now tuning in. But yeah, there was a montage of clips of Austin Reaves primarily getting cooked by the Spurs. So my question to you would be, you act like we're not watching these games when we are. Luka is a horrible defender. We don't ever hear you speak to that. Like, he was getting cooked in the last game versus the Spurs. Him and Reaves. So let me ask you this. Do you agree that Luka
defend Luka's defense?
Did you watch the game on Don C, stop real quick. Did you watch the game on Wednesday?
Of course I watched it.
Okay, what if you had to give Luka and Reaves a grade, what would you grade them, and start with Luka first?
Luka Doncic, I don't know, probably for his standard, he probably played like a B- game. Wow. Closer to probably B-, B, maybe even C. I'm talking about for him, because he wasn't super efficient in that game. Austin Reaves, he didn't have a great night, so probably a C. He didn't have a great night on either side for the ball. Reggie, what you want me to give him, a F?
A D at the bare minimum. A F I would have been out. F I would have been right there with you, but a C is insane, and a B- for Luka is insane.
A B- is, Luka still had what do you have, 34? And
see, this is your problem, Chat.
You're looking at the wrong thing.
You're looking at numbers now.
Chat, this is what Don C's problem is, right? He's too fixated on the numbers. You're not watching the game. James,
I just told you I watched the whole game.
Don C, did you
game.
see what James Worthy said about Luka after the game?
I didn't. What did he say?
Let me show you. Let me show you. This is the problem with niggas and that only want to focus on numbers. This is my issue with you stat dudes. So this is what James Worthy said after the game on Wednesday. And this is James Worthy, right? Champion with the Lakers. He says, it's funny how Luka can have this type of stat line and then it still not be noticed because it wasn't impactful. It wasn't a dominant performance. It was a good stat line, but it didn't really have a phase on the game. This is why you think Luka is better than SGA, Don C, because all you care about is the final box score numbers, and then that's how you assess the game. You say, oh, well, he had 30-something, so he's better than such and such. No, Jaylen Brown, Don C, Luka Doncic had better numbers than Jaylen Brown did. Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP because there are other things that play a factor in winning. It's not just how many points you score. It's also your defense, and other things like that. That's what you fail to realize. That's why you think Luka's better than SGA. You have the way you view the game is fundamentally flawed.
I mean, most of the guys that I think are good are normally really good. Like, again, I'm on the side of history that thinks LeBron, because we're talking about numbers, I think he's just a better basketball player than Michael Jordan.
Right, but that's not a good comparison. That's not a good comparison.
He's a better basketball
Don C, that's not a good comparison for Luka because LeBron has championships. Luka doesn't. So from here on out, Don C, I need you to start comparing Luka to guys that haven't won. Compare him to Devin Booker. Compare him to James Harden and players like that. He's not. Don't when we're talking about Luka, don't ever bring up Michael Jordan, LeBron, Steph, because that's what you always do. You always mention champions when we're talking about Luka.
When we're talking about Luka.
Talk about
Reggie,
guys that haven't won championships.
Reggie, what year did LeBron James win his first championship?
Year, what was it? Year 9?
Year 9.
Yeah, year 9.
Year 9. When he was in year 4, I would say he was better than Kobe Bryant, who had already at that time had 3 championships.
Okay.
And
it's good for you.
He was better then, and over his career, because eventually Luka's going to win championships because guys at that level always win championships.
No.
Dudes that produce the way that Luka produces, they win championships. That's what happens.
I think Luka's going to be the first of his kind, Nancy. I'm sorry to break it to you, dude. OKC's not going anywhere.
It would be a massive, and I mean massive, of the highest order. If a guy that produces the way that he produces, because guys that produce at that level, Reggie, win championships.
Let's have some fun. Okay, so stop. Let's have some fun with that real quick, because I don't believe Luka's going to win a championship. Now, let me ask you this. How long do you see OKC dominating the Western Conference? Because all their guys are young and all their guys are locked up. So how long do you see them dominating? How long do you foresee the OKC's window?
OKC's window at this level, I would say maybe until next year. Probably, yeah. They're probably at this. I'm talking about this level, how dominant they are right now. Probably 2 years.
No. I'm not saying how dominant they are right now. I'm saying their championship window. Like, how long do you think it'll last? Let me give. While you're thinking about that, let me give you some context. Right. So Golden State, they won their first championship in 2015, and then they won their last championship at 2022. So that was a 7-year span. So we need you to be realistic. Don't throw out no 1 or 2 years. Like, we need you to be realistic. They just won their first championship this year. So how long do you think their window's gonna last?
You got to remember. I live in Oklahoma City, right? So, and I understand with the economics. No, I'm trying to explain it to you. Okay, I'm a lot closer to that situation than I am to anywhere. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Oklahoma City is not. Oklahoma City does not have super big resources. Okay.
Even though they just paid all their guys, but okay.
No, they paid, which means that's my point. Which means there's already talk around here right now. They're trying to figure out, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with Lou Dort next year? What are we gonna do with Alex Caruso next year? What are we gonna do with Isaiah Hartenstein? That's the reason why they're dominant. It ain't because of Shea plays a major part. Jalen Williams plays a major part. Chet plays a major part. They got to figure out how to pay these guys, which they are not going to be able to because they're already going to be running up against the second apron. That's a conversation that's already happening around here. I listen to the radio every day. Okay.
So can you tell us?
I'm going to say, to answer your question, realistically, I would say the Thunder are probably in a 4-year window to win championships.
So in 4 years, Luka will be how old?
What, 30 years old, maybe?
30, probably be about 30, 31.
31, yeah. Because he's 26 right now.
So by that time, Doncie, right? And I don't even agree with you. I think their run could be longer than that. I don't even agree with that. But I'm just playing ball with you. So you're predicting a 4-year window for OKC. I think their run will be longer than that. I could see at least maybe about 6 years. And then once again, there will be other guys that will have emerged by that point that will probably be better than Luka at that point as well. So this notion that you believe Luka is going to go win a championship, I just don't see that. There's no player he's going to go play with that's going to come to LA that's going to help him beat OKC. Giannis can barely get out the first round in the Eastern Conference. Like, we don't even dissect Giannis's game because he's in Milwaukee playing with the Bucks, so nobody really cares. But once he gets to a major market like a LA, a New York, or a Miami or whatever, his game's going to get more exposed than what has been exposed in Milwaukee. Did you hear what I said, Doncie?
I'm sorry, my daughter was trying to FaceTime me. Reggie, so you said you disagree with my 4-year window. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I disagree. I think it could be probably about a 6-year window.
Okay, let me ask you a question. If I would have said, which I know because I remember what you were saying, if I would have said the Celtics had a 4-year window based off of their roster right after they won the championship, you would have said what?
I would have agreed with you.
Okay. Why did their team break up?
Don C, the Celtics they're still in their window. They have a chance. Jaylen Brown is right now playing at an MVP.
You think they're in the same window?
Yes, Jaylen Brown is playing at an MVP level right now. Jason Tatum is recovering from an Achilles injury. When they get back, they're going to be probably one of the best teams in the East.
I don't think that the Celtics are in a championship window. I mean, I don't even know what the odds are. But
if the Celtics are a contender
window
in the Eastern Conference, their window is still open to win. Anything can happen once you get to the
Celtics have more resources than Oklahoma City from money reasons. Do you think they have more money than the Thunder, the Boston Celtics? Do you think the Celtics organization has more resources? But that's what I'm saying. They got rid of Porzingis. They got rid of Drew Holiday because they didn't want to pay into that second apron. Oklahoma City has way less money.
And they're just fine with the players that they got. They're fine.
They're closer to a championship today than the Lakers are?
Yes.
Oh, you're Reggie. Okay, again, are you Reggie? We have to talk in facts, man. Seriously? You think the Celtics are closer to a championship right now than the Lakers?
Yes. It's not even close. They're in the Eastern Conference. Nobody even knows who's going to win the East this year. The Celtics could very well win the East.
They're not winning the East.
So who are you predicting that wins the East this year?
The same team that I predicted to win the East last year, who lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, the Knicks.
Okay. They could win the East. I wouldn't disagree with that.
The Knicks. The Knicks are going to win the East.
The Celtics will be in the mix.
The Pistons are closer to a championship than the Celtics are.
But once again,
I don't think they're in
we're
the
talking
mix.
about
but
without
you can say
Jason.
That about the Lakers in the West.
We're talking about without Jason Tatum, though. So once Jason Tatum comes back next year, they have just as good of a chance as the Pistons, as the Knicks, or whoever else.
I mean, listen. Your point about them being in the East is a fair point. I'm not even disagreeing with that. But if you're saying that the Celtics are a contender and they're top, I'm
not saying they're a contender right now this year without Jason Tatum. I'm saying their window is still open. They're still in their championship window. So back to the point where I was making about OKC, I believe.
So if that's the case,
Don C, just stop for a second. I believe right now OKC, after having won the championship in 2025, I believe their window is going to be open for the next 6. Probably it could be even longer than that. But I say at bare minimum. At SGA's age, at Jalen Williams' age, yeah, I think they got about a good 6-year, 7 title window where they might not win it every year, but they're going to be in the mix every year for winning a championship. That's all I'm saying. So now back to my point that I'm making about Luka. There are too many guys that are number one currently in his way right now that he's not going to beat. He probably won't beat Nikola Jokic in a playoff series, and he probably won't beat SGA anytime soon, right? So then if we fast forward 4 or 5 years, now there are going to be other guys that are going to have emerged that are better than him right now. Anthony Edwards just beat him last year. In 5 years, Ant will be a far superior player than Luka. There will be other players out east that will be far better. I don't see Luka ever winning a championship.
But Reggie, the part that you're not factoring into this is that the Lakers are now with this new ownership group are a very well-run team, and they will be moving forward, and they already got their superstar in Luka Doncic. They're going to be able to get free agents left and right. You already know that. The Lakers.
So give us an idea. Give us an idea of a free agent they're going to be able to get. Give us an idea.
Reggie, but I'm not talking about superstars. I'm talking about players on the margins that. Like how Oklahoma City's built. That's what I'm talking about. They're going to be able to get those type of players.
Like who?
100%.
Like who? Victor, what is this dude talking about, man?
I have no idea what he's talking about. He can't even come up with a name of which agent's gonna come to the Lakers to help out Luka Doncic win the championship.
Ty, you still there, man?
Man, I don't even know what he's talking about anymore, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Don C is just like I don't understand Don C, man. You know, he's a black dude that loves snow bunnies, but he's married to a black queen. I don't know, man.
Reggie, I was talking to my black daughter keeps interrupting my phone call. My bad.
He's a closeted snow bunny lover, Reggie.
y'all gotta relax. I was talking to my chocolate daughter on FaceTime.
He said he's a closeted snow bunny lover.
That's insane. All right. Now, Reggie. Okay, well, you was asking me a question before my phone rang. What was the question that you were asking me?
Don C, I don't remember, man. Listen, my point is this, Don C. I just don't see right now, especially come playoff time. I feel like, to me, Luka's in a bad spot. And I feel like he's in a bad spot because his game has been exposed and teams know how to attack him. They know how to beat him. So the only way that I can foresee Luka ever winning is if he gets better. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the one thing you're not giving SGA credit for. When SGA lost, he got better. His game went to another level. Look at this year. He's taken his team and the Thunder to another level. Luka, we've yet to see Luka go to that next level. There's levels to this, Don C. So you got to stop pandering to Luka and to the whites, and you have to start being realistic and holding him accountable for why he's not having success.
Reggie, I've seen Luka win when they put the right team around him, like they had in Dallas.
God,
and what I'm
lost,
telling
you, he lost, man. Come on, what are you talking about? They lost.
Reggie, the Celtics lost to the Warriors in 22. They added some pieces and then they won in 24.
And
what
guess
about?
what? Jason Tatum didn't get traded in his sleep. Jaylen Brown didn't get traded in his sleep. Luka did. He's in a completely different situation, and you want to compare him to guys that are still on the same team that they were on. You're on the Lakers now, nigga. This ain't Dallas. You don't, Don C. He don't have the best GM in the game in Nico Harrison no more. He got Rob Pelinka now. It's a different situation.
Do Nico Harrison got a job, Reggie? Do Nico Harrison got a job right now?
Don C. Nico Harrison's the best GM in the game. He built the perfect team around this fraud.
Sam Presti is the best GM in the game.
No.
And it's Sam
Presti been there 17 years and just barely got to the finals and won. Stop it. Nico Harrison got there in what, 2021? Already had them in the finals.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And Sam Presti has a job. If he was so good, a job right now.
No, if the Mavericks fans weren't such, crybaby losers for Luka like you are, he would still be there. But they kept crying and saying fire Nico, so they just had to go ahead and fire him because it was just a bad look. But Nico's the best GM.
Why did they want him fired? Why did they want him fired?
Because y'all are Luka fanboys.
Because he traded Luka.
Yeah, y'all are Luka fanboys.
Because they traded Luka.
Yeah, y'all are Luka fanboys.
Right, and they was winning when Luka was there, and now they're not winning.
No, they were losing. They were losing when Luka was there.
They weren't
winning is when you get championships, Don C. Hold on, Don C.
Don C. Did Luka not miss the playoffs in 2023?
Yeah, because he was hurt.
They missed the playoffs though, right?
Because he was hurt, and they let Jalen.
How many games did he play that season, Don C?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how many games.
Exactly. We know you don't know.
But again, that's irrelevant because then what did they come back and do the next year?
It's irrelevant. So it's irrelevant when they miss the playoffs, but when they go to the finals the following year, that's relevant. You're disgusting, dude. You're filthy.
Okay. So they missed. Okay, so he's not there no more. They missed the playoffs last year.
So hold on, Don C. Hold on. You said.
So what's the excuse now?
Hold on, Don C. You said Luka was injured in 2023, right? Which is why they missed the playoffs.
Yeah. He missed.
So how many games did Luka play that year?
I don't know. Probably like 65. 65 games, something like that.
So he played 66 games that year, but according to you, he was injured.
He missed games, Reggie, and they decided the Mavericks, your man Nico, decided when he came back that they were just going to tank and try to get that pick, which they end up getting, which was Derek Lively. That's what happened. They could have
because
made
they were
playoffs
they
if
were already
wanted to.
out of the playoff hunt.
They were in the play-in tournament. They decided to sit him on purpose.
Yeah, because they were already out of it.
Reggie, they could have made the playoffs if they wanted to.
But
they could have made the play-in
why wasn't he
tournament.
able to
They
win
end up getting
before?
that pick. They had a protected pick, which turned out to be Derek Lively, which they actually got from
But why
Oklahoma
wasn't
City.
he able to
I
win
remember.
before that? Why couldn't he win before that? Like before that even moment happened, before he got injured at the end, why wasn't he able to produce a winning season? So when he got injured at the end, it wouldn't matter. There have been elite
They
players
had.
that have gotten
Do
injured at the
y'all
end of the
remember what
season that have
happened that
still had a
year?
winning record.
Jalen
Huh?
Brunson. They let Jalen Brunson, Nico Harrison, the great
Oh
GM that
my
Reggie talks
God.
about, let Jalen
Right.
Brunson walk for nothing. That's what
And
happened.
then he got Kyrie Irving.
We're not talking about Jalen Brunson. I'm asking you about Luka
They got
Doncic.
Kyrie Irving in February, Reggie, at the trade
Okay.
deadline.
I'm not asking you about that. I'm asking you about Luka Doncic.
What about him?
So hold on,
What?
Doncy.
Oh my gosh.
Ty, hold on real quick, Ty. So Doncy, let me get this straight. So Nico Harrison, the bad GM, he gets rid of Jalen Brunson, he lets him walk, and then he gets Kyrie, right? And then Luka and Kyrie get hurt, and then the Mavs miss the playoffs, right? That happened, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so how come Mavericks fans weren't as patient when Kyrie and AD got hurt? Why didn't they say, you know what, when they get back, we gonna go on a run, just like we did with Luka?
For the same reason that you're upset that they traded. That's why. I'm answering your question. Because you come on this show every day and say, we didn't ask for that. Your words. Mavericks fans did not ask for that. They wanted Luka.
Okay. Listen,
I'm not
fellas,
a Mavericks fan. I'm a Luka supporter. I'm not gonna speak for them.
I gotta wrap it up. So Ty, we're gonna start off with you, man. Final thoughts, man. Good call.
Hey man, good call, man. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm done with this. I can't hear no more of this, man. I'm out.
All right, Victor, final thoughts, man.
Oh, good call too. Yeah, I have nothing else to say. That's all right. Have a good night.
All right, Victor, appreciate you. Don C, good call, man. You got any final thoughts?
Hey man, just y'all gotta stop calling me a snow bunny lover, man. I'm married to a black woman. But outside of that, man, y'all boys have a good day. Bless up, man.
All right, Don C, good call, man. Shout out to Don C, man. This man said, y'all got to stop calling me a snow bunny lover. You do love the snow bunnies, man. Shout out to Bob the Builder with the $2 super chat.
Fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy.
LeBron fans.
You said, so Luka is allowed to be hurt, but AD can't. LOL. Exactly. Exactly. When Luka was hurt, Kyrie was hurt, and they missed the playoffs, they were patient. But when AD gets hurt, when Kyrie gets hurt, it's like, oh, we don't have patience no more? Come on, man. Y'all are ridiculous, man. So like I said, folks, that's really all I got on this one, man. Good show. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. Shout out to Bob the Builder. Shout out to GD. And shout out to Mike298. Y'all do me a favor, folks, and drop a like on the video. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. This was another installment of The Locker Room. Peace.